guys, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Well, I made it back from Florida and I am in weather that is far different than we were getting in Florida. As you saw in the beginning of the video, it is a very cold, rainy fall day. Like, it is like the perfect like cold, rainy fall day. It's like something out of a movie. I just got back, or I'm heading back from the coffee place. I got a spiced pumpkin latte in a Christmas glass, which is a little weird, but I had to get it because I think it ends next week, so I had to get one more spiced pumpkin latte. I only usually get one, maybe two, and I wanted one more because today is like the perfect day for it. And today is also the perfect day to watch some very fall, rainy type movies, which is going to be the discussion of this video. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about a few movies that I have in my collection that I think are just perfect for a day like today, a nice, cold, fall, rainy day. And so we're going to head back to the house where it's nice and warm, and we are going to finish up our delicious spiced pumpkin latte, and we're going to discuss some of those movies. I'll see you guys back at the house. All right, guys, well, we're back in a nice, warm house, and we're ready to talk about movies that are perfect for a day like today, these cold, rainy fall days. There's a bunch of movies that won't be on this list, and I may own them, I may not, but these are just some of the ones that I do own that I think are really good for this type of day, the ones that always give me a fall vibe. And I'm sure there's a few other ones that might be a little bit better. I maybe haven't seen them, I maybe don't own them, but right now I'm just kind of doing some of the ones that I have in my collection. First up, we're going to talk about three movies that are not really fall movies, but they just give a kind of just a fall vibe. Not even a fall vibe. They're just good for days like today. There's a couple of movies in here that are just kind of dark and gloomy and rainy. There's another one in here that's just kind of gloomy, and it just fits well. They're not necessarily fall, but they are gloomy and kind of rainy, and they just fit pretty well into this type of atmosphere that's going on outside. And then the rest of them are all going to have kind of a fall vibe to them. So first up, we're going to talk about, and I have a kind of a variety in here. I got some mystery. I kind of got some like mystery suspense. I got some horror. I got some comedy. I got a bunch in here that are from like my childhood. I got one sports football movie in here. But the first movie we're going to talk about is Sleepy Hollow. This beautiful steelbook. This movie, I believe, actually came out around like Thanksgiving time, which is probably why I kind of have fall vibes from it. And it is kind of a spooky movie. This is one that you could watch around Halloween, but it's good even, you know, just in fall in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween. It just kind of has dark vibes to it. It's just a very kind of gothic, gloomy kind of movie that I think fits really well with this style of weather. So definitely check this out if you've never seen it. It's Sleepy Hollow. It's about the Headless Horseman. It's got Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci, I believe, is in it. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's fantastic, and that 4K is outstanding. Next up, we have a movie that's kind of dark and gloomy and rainy, not really fall, but definitely is a movie that's great for this type of day, and that's Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island. This movie is really a unique movie. Some people like it, some people don't. If you don't like it, it's because of the ending. But basically, the movie, without giving too much away, is about two detectives played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo who go to a prison to try to figure out what happened to a missing prisoner. And the movie goes far deeper than that. It has a huge plot, or a huge twist at the end. But this movie is very dark. It's very gloomy. You can kind of tell it takes place at fall too. I think in some of the background scenes, you can see some change in the colors. But it is definitely a very rainy, gloomy, dark type movie, which is fantastic for a day like today. And then the last movie really has no fall vibes whatsoever, but it is raining during most of this movie. And so I think it would be perfect for a day like today. And the movie's fantastic. And that's Harrison Ford in Blade Runner. And this 4K is phenomenal. This 4K is so cool. But yeah, this is just a very atmospheric, very rainy, dark, gritty, grimy type movie, science fiction. I won't even go into too much detail about what it's about. It's just a really cool science fiction movie that if you've never seen it, you should definitely check it out. But yeah, it is definitely a movie to play on a day like today. Now we're going to start delving into the movies. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left that really do kind of give off fall vibes. Some rainy fall vibes, cold vibes, and stuff like that. And the first one we're going to talk about is Knives Out. This movie is fantastic. There's been a couple sequels to it, but personally I think this one is the best. Has there been 2 sequels or just 1 sequel? I honestly don't remember. But this one is by far, I wouldn't say by far, but this one is the best in my opinion. And this movie revolves around a crime novelist who dies under mysterious circumstances, and all of his family are suspects. And, oh my goodness, Daniel Craig plays I think he's kind of like a Southern detective, and he kind of comes in to try to solve the murder. This movie is great. It is very fall type movie. The colors are very fall. Everybody's wearing jackets in it. You can tell that it's cold outside. You can tell that it's probably fall time. I feel like this maybe even took place around Thanksgiving. I only saw this one time and it's been a while, but I remember it. I thought it had like a Thanksgiving type theme to it a little bit, but everything about it just screams fall, from the colors to just the outside scenery. Just everything about it is very, very fall and cold and kind of rainy, dreary. It is a fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. So the next movie we're going to talk about is a romantic comedy, and that's When Harry Met Sally. Now, this movie takes place over the course of several years. And so there's lots of different seasons that you see, but fall is prominently focused upon in this movie. Even though it's not throughout, there are a few different scenes that take place during the fall. I mean, if you even look at even the front cover, like you can kind of see there's fall. But here's a picture of another cover they had, and that's just a straight fall cover. But yeah, they're walking around. There's changing of the colors. But yeah, this movie definitely, like I said, it takes place during the course of multiple years, but there are definitely plenty of scenes in here to give it a perfect fall vibe. But yeah, it's basically, this movie is about a man and a woman who became friends and eventually became lovers over the course of several years of friendship, of seeing each other, then not seeing each other for a few years, and then bumping into each other again. It's kind of how their whole relationship grows. It's a very good movie and a very, very funny movie. If you've never seen When Harry Met Sally, you're missing out. Check it out. Next, we have a movie. This is actually 3 movies, but the only one we're going to be talking about is the middle one. We're going to be talking about Back to School. This also has My Cousin Vinny and City Slickers. These 2 movies are also very good. We're going to be talking about Back to School, starring Rodney Dangerfield. I grew up with this movie. It's super funny. But yeah, it takes place during college time. His son is in college. I mean, they're walking all over the campus. I mean, the leaves are all different colors. I mean, this movie just has a pure fall vibe. You can definitely tell it's fall time. But what this movie is about is Rodney Dangerfield goes up to college to visit his son. He finds out that his son has been lying, that he's not on the swim team, he's not in a fraternity, and he's thinking about dropping out of school. And Rodney Dangerfield basically says, if you stay in school and stick it out, I will enroll in classes and stick it out with you. A situation that's not likely to ever happen, but it makes for a good, fun 80s movie. And this is one I grew up with. I highly recommend Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Definitely has a good fall vibe. Next is a football movie. This is another movie that I grew up with, and it's Rudy. In this very, very cool steelbook. This is a very good 4K as well. And this movie just has fall vibes written all over it. There are so many scenes just when they're walking around the campus that take place at fall time. I mean, granted, there's scenes that take place during Christmas time as well. But I mean, fall is definitely focused upon in this movie. It's football season, college football. And basically this movie, if you've never seen it, is the based upon true story of Rudy, whose one and only dream is to play Notre Dame football. And this is him trying to succeed his dream. This is a very good movie. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I watched it again recently when I got that 4K. And I really enjoyed it. I forgot how much I liked that movie. But yeah, that is definitely a fall college type movie. Great, great movie to watch on a cold, rainy fall day. Next is a movie that people might not know very well. This is a movie that I grew up with. And it's really good. I really like it. And that's Explorers. This has a very young Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix. This movie is about three kids who want to, well, they're not really kids, like they're like teenagers. They want to go and see if there's aliens out in the world. So what they do is they build a spaceship out of a like carnival tilt-a-whirl ride, like the little seat that you would sit in, and you can kind of probably see there. They build a spaceship and go up into space to go see if they can find aliens. And this movie, it doesn't straight up say it takes place during the fall, but you can just kind of tell it has a fall vibe. Everybody's wearing a jacket. There's a few scenes where it looks like there's leaves all over the ground. There's some scenes where in the background it looks like the leaves are changing colors. It just kind of all around has a fall vibe to it. But it's a very entertaining movie. This was one I grew up on. This came out in, I want to say mid-80s. Looks like maybe, I don't know, mid-80s sometime. 85 it looks like. Yeah, Explorers is a lot of fun. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. It is a good time. We're down to two left, guys. The next movie is another movie that I grew up on as a kid, and I just think it's very underrated and a underrated Michael Keaton movie. And it also has Terry Garr, who unfortunately just passed away recently. But that's the movie Mr. Mom. I think this movie is super fun. Michael Keaton gets laid off of from his job. His wife ends up getting the job, going back to work, and he basically becomes, Mr. Mom. He becomes the caretaker of the children, stays home, takes care of the kids, does the laundry, and his wife goes out and works. This movie has a lot of scenes in it where it's kind of rainy and everybody's wearing a jacket, and there's even a scene where it takes place at Halloween, therefore I know that it takes place during the fall. But this movie overall just kind of has a fall vibe to it, and it is fall because, like I said, there's a scene where they're out trick-or-treating, so I know that it's a fall, takes place during fall. But this is just a fun movie. It's just very, very underrated in my opinion. Just a nice little comedy that is well worth your time. Definitely check out Mr. Mom. All right, guys, last but definitely not least, we got The Goonies in this fantastic little treasure 4K box set that I completely forgot that I had. I bought this a few years ago when when it was released. I put it on the shelf somewhere and completely forgot about it till recently. So I might do a little video of a little unboxing of this because I think you can still get it. I think this is still available. So I might do a little unboxing video of this. But The Goonies, this is a movie that came out in the mid-80s. It's a movie that I grew up with, and it's about a group of friends who call themselves the Goonies who find a treasure map in the attic of one of the kids' houses, and they go on an adventure to try to find this treasure that's supposed to be hidden away somewhere. And this movie is just pure fall vibes. It's rainy, it's just rainy, gloomy, just totally has like a fall vibe. It takes place in Oregon. There's not a whole lot of like trees changing colors or anything like that, but I know that it's fall because I'm pretty sure that Chunk, who's one of the characters in this, refers to the fact that it is during the fall time.
Hey, that's a summer place. What's it doing open in the fall?
See? Told you. But yeah, no, The Goonies is a great movie. This is definitely one that is, it takes place in the fall. It's rainy, it's gloomy, And it's just a fun adventure. And it is an excellent movie to watch on a day like today. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what other suggestions for cold, gloomy, fall day movies do you have. Did you like the list? Did you not like the list? What do you have to add to it? What am I missing? You guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.